I'm telling you, citizens are an endangered species from our government and the police. This is crazy. How did we get here? Welcome to another episode of Earning the Hate. Hey, gun people. Well, this is just the craziest. I mean, look, I get it. People are going to say he had something in his hand. Could have been a gun. The guy was at night. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. He doesn't know what's going on. I don't see any blue lights or flashing lights to let this guy know it's the police. When he goes outside, his hands are up. He's not resisting. He's not being argumentative. He is confused and dazed at 5 in the morning like any reasonable, that's the key, reasonable person would be at 5 in the morning when they're awakened by loud noises or something in their house. Bright lights on his face, can't see, could be a home invasion, has no idea. Hands are up, her hands are up. And they just go crazy. The guy lived. I want you to imagine that for a second. You got a guy standing in a fatal funnel in a door. You have multiple trained SWAT officers shooting at him. He's got no gun. He's not moving. They shoot multiple rounds. I want to say 12 or 15, and he lives. It's just freaking crazy. Let's start at the beginning here. So I have not got the search warrant. I would ask anybody that could get me a copy of that search warrant. I would appreciate it. That's going to be key on a lot of stuff. This agency said they went and got a search warrant. Out of all the articles I've read, there's nowhere where it says what he did. They imply that it was terrorist threats. He was armed. He was possibly taking a hostage. I don't know whether this is a domestic violence. I don't know what's in a search warrant because they're not releasing any of that. But that's going to give me a lot of information on what the hell these yo-yo cops are doing. So right here, you're going to notice at the bottom, there is a little robot that somehow got in a house. I've heard they threw it through the window. I've heard they put it in the door. I heard they placed it in there. I don't know. Again, there's a robot by the police roaming around a house at 5 in the morning. There's a little robot, light. It moves from here to here. I don't know if you saw that. Watch it move right here to here. So you wake up in the middle of the night and there's something shining a flashlight on you. You're going to be like, what the hell is going on? It's 5 in the morning. I thought I was safe in my home, free from unreasonable search and seizure from the government. But Rick, they had a search warrant. Yeah, we're not seeing a search warrant. I want to see what the probable cause was and why they couldn't come at this guy at 8 o'clock in the morning, or why they couldn't wait for this guy to walk outside and get coffee, or why they followed him for a week and he never left his house, and therefore we need a search warrant to put a robot. That's not what it's going to say, people. Now remember, if the cops are running this robot and they're viewing what's happening, please give me the indicators on how this guy was a threat and how he was a danger and how he was uncooperative and how he was resisting.
What's going on? Oh, hello?
If this was my house and I find a robot filming me in the middle of the night, that thing is full of lead. Shotgun. Over. I'm kicking it. I'm throwing it in a freaking microwave and nuking it. That thing is toast before I do anything else. But I'm going to have a gun in my hand. This guy didn't have a gun, but I'm going to have a gun. And I'm not walking outside with my hands up. I don't open the door for police. I'm telling you, when you contact the police, you take your life in your hands. They are out of control. I'm a retired cop. I'm telling you, this is not the way it used to be. We're in a different time. Our government and cops are so tyrannical, so scared, so concerned about officer safety, they will shoot anybody for any reason and they will not be held accountable, and they don't care. Out freaking rages earning the hate.
Whoa!
He lights a cigarette. Well, that's threatening, Rick. He could have burnt one of the officer's eyes out. He could have been trying to burn the place down and destroy evidence, Rick. They had to shoot him. He was a danger. Freaking crazy.
What's going on?
She's confused. What's going on? They're hearing this. They got a robot. Notice his aggressive attacking or posture as he jumps out of bed and rushes out to the police to confront them. I'm not making all these blanks. This is in the video footage that it goes blank every once in a while. I don't know why.
I don't know.
Notice the aggressive, dangerous posture. His aggressive actions that shows resistance that the robot controlled by government is witnessing. And they still shoot the shit out of him when he walks out with his hands up.
Come outside, Jason. Step outside the door onto the deck and show us your hand.
He picks up the robot. I just noticed that. I didn't know what he had in his hand. It's the damn robot. He's carrying out their robot. They know he's picked it up. They know that's what's in his hands. This just got worse for me. I didn't know he picked up the robot. There's the robot. He's like, what the hell is this doing on the floor? There's a little light, the camera. They're witnessing this. Oh my God! He's armed himself with the robot. Shoot him! Are you freaking kidding me? This just got worse. I did not know what he was carrying. I was like, why did he have something in his hand? I just caught that while I'm viewing this.
What's going on?
Turns on the light, obviously trying to conceal his unlawful and arming tactics. His tactics. Notice how he's taking the woman hostage. Because remember, when they got the warrant, they're saying they were concerned he had a hostage in there.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? Well, shit, if I heard that on the microphone, I'd be like, oh, shit, man. He knows what's going on. He doesn't have a clue. It's 5 in the morning. Turning on the lights, obviously trying to conceal his unlawful actions. Hand up. They don't shoot when the robot's down there. If they say I thought it was a gun, they're not shooting here. This hand goes up. Hands up. Both hands are up. Firing starts. They're still shooting. He's on the ground. She's behind him. So much for concern about the hostage that they got a warrant for to protect. And they're shooting at her and him. This is so egregious and outrageous, people. This is usually the cases that gets the courts to go, this shocks the conscience of the court. The lack of training and the lack of discipline by these officers to not be assured of their target and they weren't endangering somebody is so outrageous and egregious. All of these cops should go to prison. This is until cops start going to prison for doing shit like this, they will not stop their abusive and tyrannical killing of unarmed citizens. I mean, I just don't know how else to say it, people. This is freaking outrageous. And there will be cops, Rick, you were a cop, and you know it's scary, and we have to protect ourselves, and we want to go home to our family, and cops have the huge advantage. They have numbers, they have surprise, they have a warrant, they have lights, they have all the advantages, bulletproof vests, weapons, high-powered weapons. They shot him with high-powered weapons, ARs. So they have all the advantages. And they shoot an unarmed guy who picked up their camera that they knew because it was their camera and they were monitoring it. And they shoot him and almost kill her. Unfreaking believable. Still shooting.
I'm sorry. What the hell?
Unfreaking believable. I mean, look, I know CommieTube is going to be like, oh, you're promoting violence and you're shot. People need to grasp that his hands are up and he has the robot that they sent in his hand. He is on the ground falling. They have lights. There are lights on in here. When lights are inside and you're in the dark, you can see better. And they continue to shoot as she's catching the guy. When they're shooting, they're hitting the window.
I'm sorry. What the hell?
Now, in a reasonable society, anybody inside this house should be able to arm themselves and protect themselves and shoot back. But not in our society. If you shoot at the cops, you're wrong. You're going to be charged with a crime. I'm not promoting cops getting shot, but I am promoting self-defense of a tyrannical government where cops are out of control and you can't even defend yourself without the threat of going to prison. Out freaking rageous.
I'm shot! He's shot! What the hell did you do? I ain't dead!
So this guy's obviously in shock. He wakes up at 5 in the morning. He finds a robot with a flashlight roaming around his house. He opens the door confused, and now he's shot. No shit, he's confused and he's in shock. Notice they're not shooting her. Notice that they don't know that they shot the shit out of him and he's on the ground. They don't know that she's standing there.
No, 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 he can't, he's shot, I'm shot, keep your family shot, please, shot,
People, you need to realize this could be you, someone you care about, your father, your brother, anybody. This could be you. And when you stand around for evil to exist, all that is required is for good people to remain silent and do nothing. I mean, it is outrageous how cops still have blind support from idiots saying they're heroes and things like this are isolated incidents. I have a playlist with over 200 videos of examples of cops being out of control, and 99.9% of them are never held accountable. The cops investigate. We did nothing wrong. It was officer safety. The person should have complied. It was dark. It was confusing. Our officers didn't have intent. We've cleared them. It's just outrageous, the lack of accountability. So freaking sad. Outrageous. Let him bleed out and die. He didn't do a damn thing but wake up. Even if he had a warrant. God.
I don't have a gun. I don't have a gun. I didn't 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 have one.
Okay, so let's talk about this tactics for clearing. You don't come in a house with a long gun and be the lead guy trying to clear. A long gun's second or third or cover man. You want a pistol so you can bring it in, stick it out, etc. Small quarters, long gun. It's a good way to get your gun taken away from you. You walk through a doorway, your gun always telegraphs where you are. If there's somebody hiding, they're going to grab your gun. These guys are a SWAT team. He's not even aiming or sweeping. This is a small area, I get it. But he's the first guy in with a long gun. Piss poor tactic. Shows me the lack of training of this so-called SWAT team. Besides the fact they shot an unarmed guy. This guy's not really even carrying his gun like he's worried. This guy's clearing this room. They've had a robot in here. This guy's gun dropped to the ground here. Really concerned about safety, really covering. He's really concerned. You can tell the fear, Rick. They're really scared, Rick. Look at the fear. His gun's pointing to the ground.
Sergeant, please, am I here now?
Walks through this door.
You have your best.
Yes, they're on.
I have cleared many mobile homes.
Your life. You shot me right.
Clear. Where are you here at?
Clear.
Okay, the ambulance is on its way.
They didn't open the bathroom door. They didn't pull up the mattress. They didn't look under a perfect hiding place right here with underneath the mattress. Hideaway, people lie. They didn't clear this house for shit. This is a CHP clearing. Walk in, look around, walk out, say clear, and then I go in and find a freaking body in the closet, scare the shit out of me. I've told that story, and it happened multiple times. These guys suck. Guys, you guys suck on multiple levels. You got a robot, you got numbers, you call yourself a SWAT team, you shoot a guy who picked up your own robot with his hands up, you kill an unarmed guy, you almost kill him, he lives, then you enter a house with a long gun first, and you do a shitting clearing, and you don't even pick up a mattress or move a pillow to see if somebody's hiding. You guys get an F for fail on every freaking thing you did. Out freaking rageous, earning the hate. Wow. I'll put contact information for this agency, but I don't think it's going to do any damn good until we stop supporting the cops and telling them they're all good guys and they're all heroes and we all support them, even though they're doing this conduct without repercussions and without accountability. Ain't nothing going to change. And you know what? We're all us pesky citizens are just victims wandering around waiting to be victimized by cops like this. Out freaking rageous. We'll end that there.